Are UK trips to Spain about to get harder? Ryanair says it's cutting 1 million winter seats and 36 routes across Spain after a fees row with Aena, Spain's airport operator. That sounds quite huge to me, but how much will this really affect UK holidaymakers and those of you who are moving to Spain? Let's cut through the noise and get to what's really going on, and also get your opinions. You are very welcome to YouTooSpain. Let's get straight down to the facts. So, what's happening? Here's a snapshot. Ryanair is trimming its winter 2025-26 schedule in Spain by about 1 million seats, focusing on the smaller regional mainland airports and a 10% capacity cut in the Canaries, which is about 400,000 seats. Here are some more details. All flights at Tenerife North, that's TFN, end from the start of winter. All flights at Vigo, that's VGO, end from the 1st of January 26. Santiago de Compostela, that's SCQ, loses its 2 aircraft base. Other regional airports like Zaragoza, Santander, Asturias and Vitoria will have reductions too. Ryanair is blaming excessive uncompetitive charges. Aena calls the move blackmail and alarmist and says the impact is relatively small in the grand total. In fact, their CEO says the cuts represent only roughly 0.7% of Spain's winter passengers, and he does expect other airlines to fill in the gaps over time. So will UK holiday makers and movers feel it? The short answer, mostly no, but it depends where you fly. The deepest cuts hit regional Spain and TFN. Most UK leisure traffic uses the big holiday airports like Alicante, Malaga, Palma, Barcelona. And in Tenerife, UK flights overwhelmingly use Tenerife South, that's TFS, and not TFN in the north. So, sun routes for package type holidays are largely intact, though there could be some shuffling about. Media and industry analysis also frames this whole thing as a reallocation of capacity towards Italy, Morocco, Croatia, etc., more than a total UK-Spain collapse. So, the translation is this. On major UK to Spain corridors, you should still find options, but prices could nudge up at peak dates if there's a little less low-cost competition on certain days. But what about you pilgrims and the city breakers and you who go on the niche routes? Well, if you fly to Santiago for the Camino or in and out of Vigo or Tenerife North, you're the group most likely to feel the impact. You can expect fewer cheap seats, possibly day of the week gaps, and in TFN's case, rerouting to TFS with a transfer across the island. Things to keep in mind, Santiago still retains service just without a Ryanair base, and TFN's closure doesn't mean Tenerife is off limits. TFS remains the main tourist gateway. Also, Aena and local authorities insist that other airlines can and will backfill those gaps over time, but that's not guaranteed for this winter. So what about the practical impact? So if you're relocating, bringing pets, extra luggage, or doing back and forth trips to set up your life here, this is how it could play out. Regional arrivals. If your nearest airport is on the cut list, plan to use the next best hub. For example, A Coruña Airport for Santiago and La Coruña area, Tenerife South instead of North, Sevilla, Malaga and Jerez options in Andalusia, depending on your exact destination. Frequency and costs. You might find fewer flight times and slightly higher fares on certain days. So try booking earlier and set yourself some fare alerts. Connecting strategies for you? Have a look at EasyJet, Jet2, Iberia, Vueling and non-UK hubs, for example via Madrid or Barcelona, if a direct flight disappears. Logistics? For moves with lots of kit, consider flying into a larger hub with better ground transport. Then there are more opportunities to drive or get the train for the last leg. Why is this happening? Well, Ryanair says that Aena is hiking airport charges. They say they're up by 6.5% heading into 2026 and prioritising profits at big airports over growth at smaller ones. Aena responds that the increase is economically justified, smaller than Ryanair's own fare rises, and that Ryanair is using pressure tactics. The word blackmail has been used publicly. Spain's ministers have echoed that line and don't plan to roll back fees under pressure. Ryanair says it'll redeploy aircraft to Italy, Morocco, Croatia, Hungary, Sweden and still grow overall customers year on year. What should you do now? Well, already booked? Don't panic. If Ryanair cancels, you are entitled to refund or reroute. Watch your email or app and act quickly to grab the best alternatives. Not booked yet? If you need TFN, VGO or niche regional airports, check TFS or nearby alternatives before fixing your dates. Set a fare alert across multiple airlines and consider midweek travel for cheaper fares. For movers, build contingency into your travel plans, pet bookings, removals, etc. And, if possible, choose bigger gateways with multiple carriers. Tell us in the comments which route you use and how you're affected. And if I see a pattern, I will do a follow-up with some concrete alternatives just for you. The bottom line is this. The main UK holiday routes look okay, but regional flyers, including some movers, should plan smartly this winter. I'm going to keep tabs on the changes and who fills the gaps. So like, subscribe and drop your route and questions below. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Peas and fluff, and watch this video next. It's quite good, you know. Go on, give it a try. Click on there.